So hello everyone, we are back again with our latest video on SQL tutorial Ebikecho by Ebikecho Groups. So basically this video is on SQL Server system string functions and this is the part 1 of the video. So let's go and check what are the things we are going to discuss here. So basically what is a string function first? So in SQL Server, system string functions are built-in functions used to manipulate and analyze string data. Okay, used to manipulate and analyze the string data. So these functions allow you to perform operations like concatenation, trimming, searching, replacing, and formatting strings. Okay, so basically there are around 26 types of system string functions in SQL Server. So what are these? Let's check. So first is ASCII, then char index, then difference, then left, then len, then lower, then LTRIM, then nchar, then pad index, then quote name, then replace, then replicate, then reverse, then write, then rtrim, and then soundx, then space, then str, then string split, then stuff, then substring, then unicode, then upper, and then trim, and then at last we have concat ws. So basically where are you going to find out these string functions in SQL Server Management Studio? So just fire the SQL Server Management Studio and we will check where we are going to find out these functions. Okay, so connect to local, connected, then expand the database and then go to our own database which is Avicacho. Okay, expand this, then when you go to programmability and then you go to function and then in system function part you need to go to the string function. When you expand this, then see here all 26 string functions are available. So basically these are system string functions. Okay, now let's move on to the PPT. So basically we have splitted this particular string function complete into three parts and this is the part 1 of the video. So in part 1 what are the functions we are going to discuss? Let's check it. So in the part 1 we are going to discuss the left, right, LTRIM, RTRIM, trim, upper, lower and str. So basically these functions are mostly in use and you are going to use them daily when you are going to work. So that is why we have picked these functions first and then after one by one we will discuss all of them. Okay, now let's check our first function. So first of all, we have the left function. So what it is doing? So the left function in SQL Server is used to extract a specified number of characters from the left side of the string. Okay. So if you want to extract means some amount of data from the left side of a given string, then we will use left function. And the syntax for left function is also simple, like left string that you are going to pass and the number of characters, how much you want to extract from that particular string. So for this string function, we have created a dedicated table also on our database abcacho. So expand the tables and then we have the string function part 1. Okay, now execute this, select top 1000 record. So see, we have each of the column named with the function. So left function, right function, LTRIM, RTRIM, trim function, upper function, lower function, and str function. And all the columns data type is varchar because basically string function are going to be performed on string database. Okay, now first of all, let's check the functioning of left function. Okay, now open a new query window and then we will select select from our table. Now for left function we have the dedicated left column, so we will mention like left function column. So first of all execute this, what results we are getting? So we are getting the results like this: Kumar, Ram, Kumar, Mohan, Kumar, Riya, Kumari, Swati and all. Now we want to extract, let's take four digits from the four characters from the this particular column. Okay, now we will apply from the left side, then we will apply the left function here, select left and then so here you need to pass left. So basically you can see here the intelligence is also telling the left function requires two argument. So what is the first argument is the string and the second argument is the number of characters you want to extract. So four characters you want to extract from here. Now close the parenthesis. Now check as left part, left part. Okay, now execute this. So here you can check like 4 character from the left side it has been extracted. And also for comparison we will select our column also, the original column left function. Then we will understand this more better, comma left function. Okay, from string function part1 table. Okay, now execute this, control R for removing the result bar. Now execute. So you can see from all of the from all of the strings it has extracted 4 characters. Okay, so I think this is clear to everyone, left function. Now comment out this particular. Then we will move to the PPT and check the next function. So after left, what we have? After left, we have the right. So what it is doing? So the right function in SQL Server is used to extract a specified number of character from the right side of a string. Okay, so if you want to extract the some characters from the right side, then we will choose right function in that case. Okay, so the syntax for right is also similar to that of left, right, string name, and the number of character that we want to extract. So basically the main difference is like left is used for extracting characters from left side and right is used for extracting character from right side. Now let's check its performance on SQL Server Management Studio also once. Now here we can write select, then from our table string function part1 from this, and then you can mention the GHT right function. So I am writing from the table because by the intelligence we will get the column name directly, that I'm doing like that. Okay, so now execute this. So what result it has? It has like the same result that of left, but now when we apply the right function it will extract the digits from the right. So let's take, we will extract 4 characters again from the right also. So apply the right function, right, GHT right, and then here also 2 arguments are required. First is the expression and then the expression in int. Okay, means the number of characters we want to extract. So comma 4 as right part, GST right part. Now we can check the result what we are getting. So here you can see it has extracted from the right side of the string. Okay, now for comparison we will take the column also. Let's take the column also. From, so used to write the means keywords in caps so that the code will be seen very clean and clear, and if anyone from your team will try to check your code, then he or she will also be able to check the codes easily. Now press Ctrl R and then execute this particular query. Now see, so it is extracting 4 characters from the right side of the string. Okay, I think this one is also clear. Now let's move to the next function. So after write, what we have? After write we have the LTRIM. So what it is doing? So the LTRIM function in SQL Server is used to remove leading left side spaces. Okay, leading left side spaces from a string. It ensures that any unnecessary space at the beginning of a string are trimmed, leaving the rest of the string intact. Okay, so basically what it is doing, so when you get data in real project, so many means you will get unstructured data also, structured data also, and very means uneven kind of data. So in some cases, in some columns the data are like some spaces are there at the left side, and then there is the character, and some spaces are at the right side. So for removing the space from the left side we will use the LTRIM function, and the what syntax of the LTRIM is also very simple, LTRIM then string name. Okay, so go to SQL Server Management Studio and check the working of LTRIM. Okay, now select from our table name string function part1 table. Okay, now select the column which is dedicated to LTRIM function column. Okay, now first execute and check what kind of record it has. So basically you can see it has means left spaces are there in these characters. Okay, so you can check from here also, put it inside a single quote and then paste. Then you will find out like left spaces are there in the characters. Okay, so now if we want to remove this left space, then what we will do, this time we will keep the column with us also, so that comparison will be also happening at the same time. So now LTRIM we will apply LTRIM and then the string name, LTRIM and the string name as removed left space, as removed left space. Okay, now put a comma here, then control R for removing the result. Now execute this. So as you can see, all the left spaces has been gone. Okay, so now our string is proper, and then this one is the original one and this is the removed left side. Okay, so this is clear to everyone. Now we will move for the next function. So after LTRIM, what we have the RTRIM. So basically RTRIM, what it is doing, first check that the RTRIM function in SQL Server is used to remove trailing right side spaces from a string. Okay, so LTRIM is used for removing the left side spaces and RTRIM is used for removing the right side spaces. So it ensures that unnecessary spaces at the end of a string are trimmed, leaving the rest of the string intact. So LTRIM is removing from the means uh, left side and RTRIM is moving the spaces from the right side. Okay, and the syntax for RTRIM is also same like RTRIM and then string name. Now let's check in SQL Server once also, Management Studio, then it will be much clearer. Okay, now select, so we will copy this particular code itself and then uncomment this and write RTRIM here. Okay, then for commenting and uncommenting, if you are not knowing, so here if you will click, then it will be commented, and then for removing the commented part you can click here. Okay, so twice it was commented, so I have to click it 2 times so that it will be uncommented. Okay, now we will check for the RTRIM. So first we will take our column like RTRIM column, we have RTRIM function, so we will apply here and then copy this and then the original column and then the applied RTRIM as removed right space. Okay, all right, GST right space. Okay, now execute this and check how the results are coming. So here you can see like here it has the space at right side. Now for checking it much clearer, what you can do, copy this particular one of the string and then put it into single quote and then paste it. So you can see we have spaces at the right side, and when you copy this one and then paste it inside a single quote, then you can see the spaces has been gone. Okay, so RTRIM is also clear to everyone. Okay, now proceed with the next function. Just comment this. I am keeping these codes so that if you need, then you can comment, we will provide it to you. Okay, now after RTRIM, what function we have? We have the trim function. So let's check what trim is doing. So basically the trim function in SQL Server is used to remove both leading left side and trailing right side. Both leading and trailing spaces it is going to remove, trim function. Okay. This function is very useful for cleaning up data by ensuring no unnecessary space remains at the start or the end of the string. Okay, so it is removing the spaces from both of the sides. So trim function. So if you have any data like in which you have both side spaces, then at that time instead of using LTRIM or trim, you can use trim directly. So it will be much easier. Okay, so the syntax for trim is like trim and then character to remove means the string from the string, character to remove from string, then string. Okay, now we will check in SQL Server Management Studio the working of trim function also. Okay, now then copy this same query and first uncomment this and put here, uncomment the as much line you have selected, then that much line will be uncommented. Okay, so be clear on that part. Now we have the LTRIM function. For trim we have the column trim function. So here it's trim function from a string function part1 table. Okay, now trim function, and then here we will apply trim, let it in caps, trim. Okay, now remove both side space, both side space. Okay, now execute this query. So what you are getting here? Okay, now you can see both the spaces has been removed. So if it is not clear, then what we will do, we will put it inside a single quote and then check the data first and then check the result first, then after that. So control V. So you can see the means original column has both side spaces, leading and trailing also. Okay, and now what our result has, so put it inside a single quote and then paste it. So we have removed both side spaces. So trim is used for removing both leading and trailing spaces. Okay, so I think this one is also clear to everyone. Now comment this and move on to the next function. So what we have in our PPT. Now the next function is the upper. So what it is doing? So the upper function in SQL Server is used to convert all the characters in a string to uppercase. Okay. So what it is doing? It is converting to uppercase, means capitalizing. Okay. It's helpful for ensuring consistent capitalization, especially when performing case insensitive comparison or formatting string data. Okay. So basically upper is doing nothing, like it is means putting the, if you put in a small case, the character is in a small case and you want it in upper case, then you can use upper. So it will means do all the characters from the string to uppercase. Okay, and the syntax for upper is like upper and then the string name. So let's move on to SQL Server Management Studio and check it's working. So same query we will use, just comment this and then apply the upper function here. So for upper we have a dedicated column like upper function column. Okay, now copy this and paste it here and then apply upper as capitalized, one second, capital we can say. Okay, now execute this query. So what we are getting, so this is our original column and this is our column after the application of upper function. So here you can see all the column, all the values are in small letter, small case, and here it has capitalized it like India, New York, Canada, Japan, England, all are capitalized here, and these are in small letter at the original column. Okay, so I think this one is also clear. So upper is clear to everyone. It is capitalizing all of the values in the character, means in the string. Okay, now move on to PPT and check the next function. So next what we have? Next we have the lower function. Okay. So similarly like upper is doing in uppercase, lower is doing in lowercase. Now check the definition once also. The lower function in SQL Server is used to convert all characters in a string to lowercase. Okay. So this is clear here. So it's particularly useful for ensuring uniformity in string data, especially when dealing with case insensitive comparison or formatting. So this is also same, but it is doing the opposite of that upper, means it is lowering the caps also, means uppercase letters also it is doing in small case, lower case. Okay, so the syntax for this is also simple, like lower and then string name. Now move on to SQL Server Management Studio and check our result. So we will copy this query again and then replace the upper with lower function and use the lower dedicated column here. So lower dedicated column we have lower function. Okay, now copy this and then paste it here and then change it to lower, 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 as lowercase. Okay, now execute this query and what result we are getting. So see, you can see this is the original column and this is the column after applying lower. Okay, so it has all the caps content and it has all the lowercase contents. Okay, so it is clear to everyone. Okay, now move on to next function and the last function of today's video. What it is? So this is str function. Okay, so this is very important function and this you are going to use in most of the cases when you are preparing any script or loading any data, like that kind of situations also it is coming, and for updating records and all also. So what it is doing? So the str function in SQL Server is used to convert a numeric value into a string. So it is used to convert a numeric value into a string, allowing control over the format, such as the total length and the number of decimal. So basically, a string is converting a numeric value into a varchar value, string value. Okay, so this we can achieve from cast and convert also. But one thing to keep in mind, like this is providing you the total length control. Okay, control over the length of the string, how much string you want, and the number of decimal places also. Okay, so this can be helpful when you need to display numeric values as string or apply formatting. So this is used for many purposes also. Okay, so once we go to SQL Server Management Studio, we will check the working of this, and at that the same time I will tell you how it is different from that of cast and convert. Okay, so now the syntax for string for str function is like this: str number, then length, and then decimal place. Okay, so basically now go and copy this same function, means same query, sorry, uncomment this and then remove this. First of all, we will check the data how we have kept. So for string function we have kept the data like str. For str function. Okay, so you can see here, execute this result. So we have kept the data in like exponential form. Okay, so when you will convert this into a varchar, okay, so when you use a cast function, like first use the cast function, cast to this as casted, and then convert also we will use at the same time, convert the same column, convert this, convert we need to put the data type first and then convert varchar comma the column, and at cast as varchar. Okay, so cast and convert we will apply, and then we will apply the str function also as converted, and then we will use str function, str, then the string which you need to then the means number numeric function or numeric value or any value that you want to convert it into varchar. So that str function, our column name, and then we need to provide the number of digits you want, how much number of digits you want. So we'll put it as 10, and then the decimal places. So currently we don't have any decimal place in this particular values, as I have inserted that, so I know that thing. Okay, now use this str 10 comma 0 as str fun. Okay, fun, sorry, fun. Okay, now execute the, and separately we will keep the column also. so that comparison will be much better. Okay, now press Control R to remove the result set and then execute this. Okay, so you can see how the functions are coming. Okay, so cast is returning as it is, converted is returning as it is, but str is returning the original digits, not the exponential form. Okay, so if your value is in some means integer value is there, but while loading the data is converted into means exponential form. So basically in 2022 we don't have we have the control over that, but in later versions that are available in your companies and all, so at that time when you insert a integer value into a float data type, then these kind of issues will arise. So at that time this str function is very useful. Okay, so and also how it is telling that it is giving the control to digits and also the decimal places, that I will show you with a separate example. So I think this much is clear to everyone. Okay, now comment this and then we will select one float value. Select, one second, select 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 dot 1 2 3 4. Okay, so this is a float value. Now execute this first. So this is the value coming, and now we will alias them also as floated. So this is the float value that we have, and now comma what we are going to select. We are going to select with the str function. Apply the str function str, and then number of digits are 7 and then 4. So we want that we want to fetch like 6 digit, and from decimal places we want 2 digits. Okay, so keep it like 7, and then we will provide the number of digit we want 6 here, and the decimal places we want to 2 place decimal. Okay, now this close the parenthesis and as str converted as str fun str fun. Now when we execute this, so how our result is coming. So you can see if the number of digits are small, then it will provide you the star digit. So we can keep it like more, like we can mention like 7. Okay, so I think now this will provide us the result. Why it is not providing the decimal? Okay, we need to check that thing. But in real practice, it will provide you the decimal places also. Okay, so that is clear to everyone. Let's check one time like this also. Okay, so this is like this will work like this. Okay, so basically that time we are doing the wrong thing. So 7 digits are here itself, and the decimal will come in after that 7 now. So we need to take a bigger means that value, so that it will cover all the values. So here we are defining the number of digits that we want to display here. Okay, so if you want to take like 10 digits, because counting with decimal 7 8 9 10. Okay, now 2 place decimal we want. Even we can take 12 also and then define it to 2 place decimal. Then what it is doing? Okay, so see, here we are giving us the control to control the decimal place also. Even we have defined the 12 digits, it is providing us the 2 decimal place only. So total character 7 8 9 10. Okay, and if we put like 4, then we will get like all the 4 decimal places. Okay, so the courses will be like R&D also will go in the same course only, so don't worry about that. Okay, and now this video is over here, and if you require the codes, all the codes we will provide to you, and if there you require the PPTs also, then we will provide the PPT also. And thank you for watching, and many more videos and many more concepts are going to come, and the part 2 and part 3 of the string function is also going to come very soon. So be with us, like, share and subscribe to our channel, and comment us if you need any help from our side, and any of the help in your working also. If you get the problem, then you can comment any kind of problems also you can share, or if any specific topic you want the video to be created, then also you can tell us. And for any training purposes, online training, you can contact to your our organization number. Okay, so thank you everyone, thank you so much.